There is no you, God, and me, human or creation. In Tasawwuf, all is God. God is a mirror to the universe and also a mirror to human. The thought of unity with God can use the analogy of husband and wife become one working as a team, being in sync and being synergized. God in the universe is the quantum field that creates excitations, and the excitation will return to him. This is in line with truly, to Allah we belong, and truly, to him, we shall return. God can be seen as an ocean of the universe without shore, or a primordial and infinite wave of potential. The creation is seen as waves on the sea or ocean. Objects of the universe float on the sea, and they can bump into each other like between universe, between planet and between star. All of the creation is within the sea or quantum field. All minds are within the universal mind or pure awareness. In each wave can be a distinct universe with its own law of physics or law of nature. These waves can be seen as record of history of universe or the information of quantum field, just like the annuals of a tree as in the holographic history, cosmology, where a three-dimensional universe can be described or encoded on a two-dimensional surface like the ocean, and the waves as the information. In line with this is the statement of Neville Goddard that reality is just the projection of the mind. The pain in life can be seen as watching a realistic movie or virtual reality that cause pain. To free from the pain, you have to have a still mind. No thought and no desire, but ready to react by intuition. In physics, the quantum field is the foundation of reality because it generates the building block of the universe. Every particle, every force, and all matter emerge from this field. It is formless yet manifests in infinite ways. This is much like how God is described in mysticism, the unseen source from which all things arise. Al-Awwal, the first, and Al-Akhir, the last, in Islam reflect the cycle of existence. Just as the universe expands and contracts in an eternal cycle or cyclic universe or oscillating universe, the Big Bang and Big Crunch theory. Quantum field or God is permanent and never change. God has two sides, majesty and beauty in Islam, or yin and yang in Tao teaching. They are the photon or electromagnet radiation for the soul, which is electromagnet field, and protons and electron as matter. Proton and electron create particles. It is said the secret of the kingdom of God can be found in an atom. The quantum field creates a flow. This flow is stop when observed. This show that the will of God or the way of heaven in Tao is by going with the flow. In Islam it is qona, being satisfied and grateful for what you have, or in Neville Goddard's teaching live in the moment. God in human is the conscience, the void. As in Neville Goddard's teaching that the conscience is God and the imagination is God at work, or the excitation. The sleep state or mindless state when awake is the return to God. God grants the prayer before the prayer is in line with the theory that time, distance and reality can be bent in Neville Goddard's teaching live in the end. Visualize your life as if you already have the financial stability, family, and everything you desire. Feel the emotions of living that life, whether it's the peace of having a loving wife, the satisfaction of financial stability, or the joy of a balanced life. Embody the feeling as if it's already here. Emotion plays big part in it. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Throughout the day, remind yourself of the reality you're creating. Don't just wish for it. Live in the knowing that it's coming to you. The stronger the feeling of already having it, the quicker it can manifest. Be persistent. Consistency is key. Continue to affirm your desires even if external circumstances don't seem to match up right away. Neville emphasizes that persistence in the feeling of the wish fulfilled will eventually bring results. Reality become one when observed. This is in line when a paranormal see the future so that there is one reality. Just like Neville Goddard living in the end, a human is the master of their own reality, but they did not realize it and did not use this power. Neville Goddard said, "We've cracked a beautiful truth together. Life is a movie with infinite possibilities, but the ending we experience depends on where we direct our awareness. And just like a good director, we shape our reality through the lens of our perception. So, the movie that has multiple plots and endings which shows reality is already done. In this sense, past, present, and future exist at the same time as a movie. When we realize our unity with God, there is no resistance to the flow of life, as in we live in the moment or just enjoying and grateful for what we have. Just as in a relationship when husband and wife become one or a team, there is no struggle and friction between them. This is what God wanted in human submission and annihilation and become one with God. This is done just by realizing that only God exists, God the doer, God who experience it, and we human are only observer. We may think we have free will, but it is God that control the human heart. God through the universal conscience want to experience many lives. This is seen as God playing with himself as a movie director that in search of self-discovery or the quantum field generating excitation in the universe expanding in the mind full of thought and desire. After some time, God need alone time, and this is when the excitation returns to the quantum field and the universe contract and deep sleep where there is no thought and desire. Tasawwuf describes a door to God, but in the realization of true unity, one sees that there is no door at all. The door is a barrier to meeting God, and this door is an illusion, just like life. The door is ego and attachment that is something you must let go of, as in muddy water evaporate into pure water or cloud or heaven where our spirit belongs. If there is ego or attachment or dirt on the vapor of water in the cloud, it falls back to earth. People who choose the worldly life by holding on to ego and attachment cannot ascend to heaven. Heaven in Tasawwuf is to return to God, the pure awareness. There is no separation between the seeker and the sought. The beloved is the lover, and the knower is the known. This shows that God does not mind, for he is both the hidden and the manifest or the creation. The soul in essence is awareness or light, electromagnetic field. Light is a form of electromagnetic field. Electromagnetic, activity is strongest in the brain and heart, but it exists throughout the body just like a human body in spirit form. The heart's field is 5,000 times stronger than the brain's magnetic field. Both the brain and heart have a mind, but they function differently. Brain-mind, yang, right pointing arrow logic, perception, sensory processing. Heart-mind, yin, right pointing arrow intuition, conscience, emotional intelligence. Together, they create awareness, Tao, just like yin and yang create balance. The brain thinks and analyzes. The heart knows and feels. True wisdom comes from integrating both. God can be seen as the sun and human or creation is the sunray. This photon contains information, so in essence the awareness project the reality. Reality is a projection of the mind. You can see the quantum field as projector that is projecting a movie on the screen. Awareness arises from information, just as perception arises from the senses, creating the illusion of reality. In this sense, we see God or quantum field as news broadcaster that broadcast reality. An atom tells the whole. All is within the quantum field. In relation to the universe, the sunray of God is divided into photon or light electromagnetic radiation, to create the soul or electromagnetic field, and proton and electron, to create particle or matter. The reason why we cannot see and hear God or quantum field is because our limited capability in seeing and hearing. We cannot see or hear higher and lower frequency from our range of seeing and hearing. The pineal gland is the gateway to God by intuition, deep sleep and still mind. The pineal gland is sensitive to light, so we must close our eyes to connect to God. All creation is energy or vibration. The creation is excitation of quantum field. God is the still mind or still quantum field. Creation is different from the creator, but creation comes from the creator. God is the infinite potential energy. God is the infinite free energy that power everything, and you tap into it by stillness and awareness. The state of God is no thought, no desire, and ready to react by intuition.